Good morning, lunatics. Welcome to Morning Java. Morning Java brought to you, as always, John, by our good friends at the Get Go Cafe and Market, where right now, and I'm a big fan of this because I love some pork, I love some brisket, I love anything barbecue.
Yeah.
But right now, you can get the Smokehouse barbecue pork sandwich.
Very good.
I'm a fan.
I had one the other day. It's very good.
It is better than the Pirates rotation right now. Would you say that?
Well, if we made mud pies and ate those, it might be better than the Pirates rotation right now. They have kind of two gaping holes with Tyone and Trevor Williams out. And the good news is Trevor Williams is probably going to go on a rehab assignment next week, which would put him in line probably to come back in 2 weeks. I say most likely. They think he'd only need 1 or 2 rehab starts down in the minors. And now they're going to try Rookie Davis in a rotation. Nick Kingham's out of the rotation again for the second time, and this time Rookie Davis is in. And he's got a little bit of starting experience. He made 6 starts for the Reds 2 years ago. And at this point, what's it hurt to try anybody? Matt, you're a pretty big guy. I think you could probably wing it, so I think you should probably get ready to start sometime next week.
I don't know, man. I separated this shoulder playing hockey back in the day, and I used to be able to throw all right. Before then, after that, I couldn't hit first base from third, and that was kind of the end of my baseball. Every throw that I made, it was the end of it. So what are we looking at rotation-wise until those guys come back here?
Well, they're going to have, starting on Thursday, Chris Archer pitch the finale of the 3-game series with the Braves. Then Friday in Milwaukee, Rookie Davis will make his first Pirates start. And Rookie Davis, by the way, is a rookie. How about that? Jordan Lyles on Saturday, Stephen Brault on Sunday, and then turn the rotation over when they go to Atlanta on Monday. You see Musgrove Monday and Archer Tuesday.
Just the rotation everybody expected when we were talking about how good it was going to be at the beginning of the year. So, John, we talked a little bit about the rotation. A couple of guys that I've seen around the field in the clubhouse the last couple of days. Keone Kela. Help me out here. Who else? Chad Poole's been around.
Chad Poole, Edgar Santana.
Edgar Santana was around. 2 guys there with him and Poole who had Tommy John surgery. So what's going on? What's the update with the injury guys?
They're going to go hang out in beautiful Bradenton for a while. Poole and Santana, of course, been doing the bulk of the rehab in Bradenton. They came up to be examined by the doctors and the trainers here in Pittsburgh for a few days. But Tyone's still not able to throw, but he's getting closer. He's been out now about a month with his sprained flexor tendon in his elbow. Maybe just a touch over a month now that I think about it. He's not been cleared to throw yet, but they appear to be close to clearing him to throw. And Keone Kela has had a setback when he went on rehab to Indianapolis. He has the shoulder problem. Pitched 1 inning for Indianapolis, the AAA team. Didn't feel good, came back here, and now he's going to Bradenton, and he's going to start to try to throw again next week and see where that leads him.
Yeah, he was in the dugout the last few days, but never saw him doing much of anything other than really sitting there, so he must have been pretty shut down for a bit.
Yeah, he has been. I mean, he can do, ride the exercise bike, things like that to keep his legs in shape, but they have him on a no-throw program through the end of the week.
Beyond the pitchers, obviously, Francisco Cervelli and Corey Dickerson, the Gold Glove guy. When are they looking at possibly getting those guys back?
Well, Cervelli is still experiencing some conditions from the concussion, I should say, some symptoms, and he's only able to work out lightly right now, and he has not been cleared to go back to even hit, let alone go back behind the plate and catch. So who knows how long that's going to be. With concussions, you never know for sure. And Corey Dickerson, him and Jung Ho Gung are down in Indianapolis. They're both pain-free, symptom-free, as Todd Thompson, the Pirates director of sports medicine, said. So right now they're more working to get their legs back under them, get their timing back at hitting and in the field. So it's no longer a medical situation, an injury situation with those guys. It's more a baseball decision. When do the Pirates feel they are ready, and when do the players feel they are ready to come back and play in the major leagues?
John, you said it's a matter of when the Pirates feel like those guys are ready to come back, speaking Corey Dickerson and Jung Ho Gung. But let's talk about where they fit, because Jung Ho wasn't exactly setting the world on fire before he was injured. And Corey Dickerson now joins an outfield that's maybe not the best outfield in the league, but it's pretty crowded, and a bunch of guys that, especially when you add Reynolds and Melky Cabrera to the mix, guys hitting the ball kind of well too.
They are, and I mean, you're already looking. You're trying to fit 4 guys into 3 spots without Corey Dickerson here. You have obviously Marte in center, Gregory Polanco on right, and Melky Cabrera and Brian Reynolds playing a lot in left field or right field in Cabrera's case. So I don't know when Corey Dickerson comes back. That's another crowded situation. It's going to be hard to send Brian Reynolds out. I mean, what do you tell the kid? Hey, you did everything we could want and more. Now go back to AAA. And I don't think they're necessarily a better team if he is not here. But again, Corey Dickerson making $8.5 million. We know the Buccos aren't going to pay anybody $8.5 million not to work. That is not going to happen. So I imagine Corey Dickerson, and they'll probably work him in slowly, probably like they did with Polanco at first, 2 days off, or two days on and 1 day off. And they'll probably do that for a little bit with Dickerson. But eventually push is going to come to shove, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, you reported earlier in the year that really Corey Dickerson wasn't expecting to necessarily, he wasn't saying like, oh, I'm for sure going to be a Pittsburgh Pirate long term. So he comes back, you can't really shop him immediately, right? Coming back off an injury. So, I mean, are the Pirates in a situation where if they're going to move somebody, they start thinking about Marte or Polanco?
Well, I think it's a possibility, especially Marte. This is his last guaranteed season on his contract. They hold options for the next 2 years, so, I mean, they have him under club control. But they could certainly trade him, and the other team could he is traded to either decide to exercise those options or cut him loose at the end of the year. So I think Marte is a possibility. If Dickerson comes back, the trade deadline's still not July 31st, so there's still a pretty reasonable amount of time for him to come back, reestablish himself as a good big league player. And if that's the case, then I think they could trade him. But if he doesn't, I don't see anybody giving up anything for damaged goods. I mean, maybe you get somebody to take him, but they're not going to give you anything back in return of any substance.
I know the fan base would hate it, but I'm trading Marte. Well, you can get something good in return for him, the way that this team's banged up and the way that the pitching staff is right now. So,
you read our comments? I'm not so sure Marte is a fan favorite anymore.
Yeah, I know, but there's still going to be people that look at it. Listen, this place revolted when Nate McLouth was dealt.
True.
And, if Nate McLouth can spark some outrage,
absolutely.
I guess Starling Marte might too.
Nate, one of my favorite people, but Nate, you're not as good as Starling.